Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? How are we doing, guys? It's your girl Yvonne Michelle, and this is Morning Inspiration. Yes, it is. How are we? How are you? How are you? How are you? For those of you who are just joining us, do remember to put your hashtag replay on the thread and also leave your comments, as I do read all the comments and I do try to respond to every single one. And for those of you who are here with me live and direct, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is so good to have you here. Those of you who are on Instagram, Facebook, we're on YouTube, we are on Media Live TV, and we are also on Love Zone Radio. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So this morning we have been talking about habits all week. And I was going to move away from habits, but I got some correspondence and feel that I just want to just add a little bit more to the table before we move on. And we're on Thursday. So what is this? This is what is today? Today is Thrive Thursday. Today we are thriving. Yesterday we had Work It Wednesday. And how did it go for you? How did it go? How did the instruction go? Did you manage to start working on your habits, to replace them or reframe them, should I say, to make them work for you, serve you rather than sabotage you? Did you start working? Just put on the thread, yes, yes, show some love or whatever it is you want to do. Let me know that you have started your journey in changing those negative habits or those habits that are sabotaging you into ones that actually serve you in a great way and that will give you great impact in your life. Yes, so we are on Thrive Thursday. Okay, so a lot of the correspondence was like asking me questions of how to go a little bit more in depth of how to overcome and how to reframe. Now, you've had 3 days of habits, and I've given you some tools. And one of the things that I spoke about yesterday was the 2190 rule. And that states that it takes 21 days to create a habit, but it takes 90 days for the implementation, right? So there's 21 days to actually start to make the habit. So it becomes a habit, and then another 90 days for the implementation. So you commit to your goals for 21 days, then it becomes a habit. Then you commit to the goal for 90 days so that it becomes a part of your lifestyle, right? Do we get that? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody joining in today. So I want to go a little bit further into it. Yesterday, I gave you a tool about using your mobile phone, right? About using the mobile phone that you have, using what you have until you have what you need. Also, made the statement yesterday that miracles happen in movement, and they do. They really do. I'm telling you, I am so excited. I'm overwhelmed, excited, all at the same time. All at the same time. I absolutely am. Things are moving, things are changing every day, moment by moment. And we all know this because we are living through this COVID-19 lockdown situation. And we know that over the last three and a half months, things have changed from day to day, hour to hour sometimes. So now we know that we have to be flexible, we have to be more fluid in our approach in what we are doing. And that's the same with your habits. Be fluid. So I'm going to give you or maybe 7, maybe, I don't know. Is it 7? Yeah, it looks, no, 5. I'm going to give you 5. But listen to me today. I want you to always remember this one thing when you are in your habits. I want you to remember this. Always remember that you are replacing the old sabotaging habit with a new habit that serves you and others. right? So this is not about you just creating something out of thin air. This, you are replacing something, right? Many times we do things, we want to get rid of stuff, or we want to do this, and we try to start something new, but actually the old thing that's causing the problem is still there. Boom, hello. What you need to remember is you are replacing, reframing, changing. You are not creating something new, but you are changing, you are reframing, you are cultivating something that has not served you, that is already a habit. It's a habit. Do we understand that? Do we get that? It's really fundamentally important that you remember this, that you're not creating something new, you are replacing something that has been sabotaging you, right? That has been sabotaging you. So, you know, these are the things that I want you to understand. Okay, right. So that's the first thing, that one of the first, there's two. There's two things. The second thing is, really important thing, is to surround yourself with people who live the way you want to live. I'm telling you, it makes all the difference. Surround yourself with people who live the way that you want to live. You don't need to ditch your old friends. You don't need to underestimate the power of finding the new ones, but I want you to really think about your environment, because as you've heard me say over the weeks, your environment is key. Your environment is the thing that holds you, that shapes you, that moves you. Your environment. We are not our behavior. Listen to me. We are not our behavior. We are our environment first. So wherever you are, whatever you're surrounding it, is going to have a massive impact on how you do things and how you behave, or how you say things, or how you achieve things. Your environment is key. So surrounding yourself with the right people is fundamentally one of the most important things that you are going to come up against, right? That you need to do. The next one, there is three. Sorry, I said there was two, but there is three. The next thing I want you to do in terms of creating new habits, these are important factors, is to use your power of visualization. Your mind is like a computer. I want you to see this. This brain, this mind, has resources that you have never ever tapped into. And that's the truth. And so now we're going to start to function and use other parts of the brain in order for us to get to where we need to get to. Because if we don't, we just get stuck in the same old patterns, the same old ways that we've had. So now we are changing. We're changing this, the mind. This is a massive computer right here. And all you need to know is how to press the buttons. You know, like on a computer. My daughter was showing me something the other day, because I do things the long way, because I'm old school, and I have a, well, it's not an old computer. I have a Mac, right? And I was doing, you know, the copy and the paste. You do the click and the click and you have to hit three buttons. And she's like, why are you doing it the long way? You could just press Command and V, and it will paste. I didn't know that. So that, what I'm saying is, there are things in this mind that we do, but we go the long way around. There's shortcuts, there's ways of doing things. And so we need to tap into this mind, this memory, this thing here, and create, change, reframe the old habits in that are sabotaging into new habits that are serving. All right, so your power of visualization is key. Okay, so visualization. See yourself throwing away the old habit. So, for instance, if you are a smoker, right, see yourself throwing those cigarettes away and buying something healthier, or replacing it with something, so that the craving for it isn't so hard. And you then start to reframe your mind. This is the replacement. This is the replacement, and it feels good. It feels good. This is the replacement, and it feels like I've got this thing under control. Because if you leave an empty gap, you're going to go back to the old thing, right? There is a scripture that just came to mind, but I can't remember how it goes. But basically, it talks about where you have something like when you are casting out. There it is. When you are casting out, when Christ was when Christ went to the land of no man's land, and there was a man there who had he was in chains, he was bound. Mm. Mm. He was bound. See, sometimes we've got habits that bind us. Sometimes we've got habits that hold us hostage. Sometimes we don't even know that the thing is holding us back. So this man was in a cave, and Christ, the Bible says, the teachings say that Christ went and he set him free, right? But he commanded the spirit to leave, right? But when you command something to leave, there's an empty space. There's a void. There's a void. I'm talking to somebody today. There is a void within you. And that habit that you've had that's been sabotaging, but it's been something you've held on to for so long. Once you release that and you remove it from within you and your mind and the patterns of your mind, then you've got an empty space. What do you do with the empty space? What do you do with the empty space? You have to fill it. You have to fill that space with something that's going to serve you. So, for instance, if you are a smoker, a lot of people who are smokers smoke because, and it helps them to maintain their weight. All right, it helps to maintain their weight, helps them to keep their weight down. People who stop smoking very often put on more weight once they've stopped smoking, right? Because they're putting things, because they're used to putting the cigarette in their mouth. So it's the action of putting something in your mouth. That's the habit. The habit may, oh Jesus, thank you God. The habit may not even be the cigarette. We have to go deeper, guys. The habit may not even be the cigarette. The habit is putting something in your mouth. When you put the cigarette in your mouth, there are no calories, but there are other things, issues that come along with it. So you have to find a replacement for the cigarette that is going to serve you and serve your bodily function, that it doesn't help you or drive you to put on more weight. Are you understanding me? Are you understanding me this one? I hope you're getting this message, right? So you have to replace that thing. Mm. Mm. This is juicy, right? You have to replace that thing. So whatever the bad habit is, right? You may see it as I want to give up smoking. But you have to go deeper within your psyche. Why? What is the purpose? Why are you doing that? It's a habit. It's a dirty habit. It smells. It to me. It may not to other people. Let me not say that and offend people this morning. But I'm saying it has an impact on your health. So you want to create a different habit that has a positive impact on your health, not one that's going to pull it away. So I'm saying about cigarettes and smoking, but it could be anything. It could be any habit. What is the cause of it? What is the cause of it? What is it? So really, when you think about it, if you are struggling with giving up smoking this morning, you've got to think about, is it the act of putting that something in your mouth? Because we know fundamentally that people who give up smoking put on weight because they want to put something in their mouth, right? And that's normally food, biscuit, crisp, cake. But if you were to change that and say, right, I'm going to be more healthy, I'm going to create a new habit, I'm going to eat a piece of fruit every day, and you're going to look into the sugar content so it's not too high in sugar, but it's going to serve you and it's going to give you the nutrients and everything that you need that's going to serve you and serve others. Because when you serve yourself, you are then able to serve others more effectively. Yeah. So can you see where we're going here? Can you see where we're going? right? You can buy anything that serves you, right? So I don't want you to get tied up with the food or the cigarette. I want you to understand that no matter what the habit is, you have the ability, the capacity to change it very easily if you look into it. So it's about paying attention. It's about showing up in your own life this morning, right? And it's looking for the and identifying the trigger point. It is identifying the trigger point. The trigger point is not having the cigarette. That's not the trigger. The trigger is putting the cigarette to your mouth. So every time you want, you feel that way, you eat something rather than smoking. Does that make sense? So I'm just saying, to we are not creating something new. We are changing, reframing, restructuring something that's already there. When you are changing a habit and you want it to, when it's been sabotaging you and you want it to serve you, it's about reframing that whole instance and understanding what it is that's triggering you into that habit that's sabotaging you. All right. So it's again taking responsibility. And again, it's about movement, 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 movement. Miracles happen in your movement, people. It happens. So I'm just going to give you a few more steps. You've had a lot of information this week, a lot of steps, a lot of steps. And I'm very mindful that I don't overwhelm you with too much information. Right. You take your time. You take your time. Right. So the first thing I want you to remember this is when you're changing your habit, you start small. Listen, never despise small beginnings. When you go too big, that's when you hurt yourself more. Take your time, take one step at a time, understand what you're doing, and move effectively in what you're doing. Right? That's the first thing. Start small. Make it easy for yourself. This way, you can build your internal muscle. So this is about building your muscles, not your external muscles like your biceps and your triceps. This is building spiritual, daily, healthy, living muscles to move forward, right? So start small. Make it easy to build up your muscles. Small, consistent steps make the difference. Boom. Thank you, Dorota77 here. Thank you so much, Instagram here. Right, next one. Increase the habit in small steps every day. Every day. You heard me speak earlier about the 2190 rule. You've heard me speak about that yesterday as well. So you're going to take small steps, but you're going to do it daily. In order to create a habit, you have to do it over a period of time, consistently, all the time. Right? Number 3, as you build up, right, you break habits into chunks. That one is juice all by itself. Break the habits into chunks. Why do we break it into chunks? Chunk sized pieces. It's so that we can identify with our progress. We can identify, we can see where we are, where we were, where we are, where we're going. So bite sized chunks is, you don't, if you have a chicken, if you have a whole chicken and you're hungry, let me give you this one. If you have a whole chicken and you're hungry, do you put the whole chicken in your mouth at one time? No, you don't. You don't stuff the whole chicken in your mouth, but you take pieces, right? And even when you get to places like the breast, you can't eat the whole breast in your mouth unless it's one of them little tiny chickens like that. But I'm talking about a family-sized chicken, whole chicken. You're not going to take the whole thing and shove it in your mouth, right? You're not going to do that. And even if you cut out the breast, you're not going to shove the whole breast in your mouth, are you? No. You're going to cut it into small chunks that you can manage to chew it so you could swallow it and so you can digest it. And it's the same principle with your habits. Yeah, and changing your habits, because you need to digest this so that it's something that becomes a ritual, something that becomes something that happens all the time in your life. Okay, the next one. All right, so number 4. Oh, sorry, let me just go back. The chunks, the chunks, the chunks, the chunks. No, that's fine. Number 4, you may slip up. You may, you see how I just slowed that down? You may slip up. And I covered this, I think I cover this every day. And I want you to get this. I want you to understand this, the importance of it. I want you to understand the importance that the likelihood is that you will slip up. We are human beings and we make mistakes. We're not perfect, but we are perfectly imperfect in our imperfection. Okay? So I want you to understand you may slip up. You may slip up. But this is a key and this is helpful for those moments. So when you have identified, going back, when you've identified what you've been doing, how you've been acting, and how you're replacing the old habits, right? When you've done that and you see that you've done something, you've done it and you've achieved it, I want you to do something. I want you to take a moment and I want you to pat yourself on the back. Just pat yourself on the back. Have a little bit of a celebration dance. Get your endorphins moving. Look at what I'm doing, you know. What did I say to you earlier? Miracles happen in what? Movement. Now you're creating a movement here, and this is a vibration. I'm changing my vibration. I'm changing my physiology by doing this. Patting myself on the back and celebrating the moment. Why? Because you may slip up. You may slip up and slip back into the old behavior. But once you start to remember what you did before and get back into the vibration, and your physiology starts to raise up again. Are you with me, guys? Yeah? Your physiology is moving, it's moving, it's moving. Yeah? Then it creates a memory of feeling good in your win. Feeling good in your win. So that when you do, or if you do, slip up, you can go back in your memory, get back into that moment, get back into the physiology, get back into that energy to move on and get back on track. It's really important. Miracles happen in movement. Okay. Right? It happens in movement. Okay. All right. I'm in the movement, guys. I'm in the movement. I'm in the movement. I can't get, because I can feel myself. I can feel the vibration. I can feel myself moving higher and higher and higher and higher. And I just need to bring myself back down here for a little while. Okay. So, in those moments when you slip, or if you slip, here's a key thing: be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. Yeah, be patient and be kind and be loving towards yourself, knowing that you are human, right? Knowing that you are human, knowing that you're not perfect, but you are imperfectly made in you're perfectly made, sorry, in your imperfection. Yes. Yes. That's what we need to do. We need to do. Yes, yes, yes. So, the last one I'm going to give you. The last one I'm going to give you is this. If you track it, you'll hack it. If you track it, you'll hack it. So track your habits. I remember I said just one habit. I gave you tools at the beginning. I gave you a task at the beginning of the week to look at your habits in the nighttime, your nighttime habit and your morning habit. Why did I do that? Is to start to engage your brain on what habits do I really have? What habits are really hindering me? What habits are really serving? What habits am I allowing to sabotage me? Mm? So you had those steps at the beginning. So if you are just joining us and you haven't been with us, go back to Monday, go through the process. We're now on Thursday, and this is about us thriving, because this is Thursday's Thrive Thursday. This is what it is. This is what we do on a Thursday. We thrive. All right. Okay. This is what we do on a Thursday. We thrive. So Thrive Thursday. So what did I say the last one was? Number 5. Number 5 is, if you track it, you'll hack it. Being aware of yourself, being self-aware is a very powerful tool. I'm just going to leave that right there, let it land. Being self-aware is a really powerful tool. And lots of time we're aware of everybody else, but we're not aware of ourselves. We're not even aware of our own behavior. We're not aware of our speech. We're not aware of the way that we behave. We're not aware of our actions. We're not aware of anything, because we're so busy looking outside of ourselves. But this is to bring us back, 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 bring us back. Let's track the habit, track it. If you want to hack it, you got to track it, right? So track it. So you track the activity. You can be objective about it. What have you done in the past few days, weeks, months, and years? Track it. I would say, in this instance where we are now, track it every day. You should have a journal anyway. You should be making notes anyway. Yeah. If you want to move forward in your life, a journal helps. So track it. If you don't track, you will forget everything that you have done, or lots of stuff that you've done, and the most important things. So track it. So guys, I've given you some tips, some tools throughout this week, to help you, and I hope that it has helped you. I hope that you have been able to look at yourself and start to see where those key elements are of where you are not serving yourself, or where you are sabotaging yourself, and that you can ask yourself really open, candid questions. Why am I doing this to myself? Why? What is it? What is it? And why is it? And go to the root of the issue. You want to go higher in life, you want to do better in life, and so you should. And so you should. Here we have a great community of people. I'm here every morning at 9 a.m. And I must say, I do have to put this in there, the times may change. I'm just going to say that, I'm just going to put that out there. And it may change because more and more people are going to start going back to work. And so it may change to an earlier time in the morning. Okay. So, but we may have to start experimenting and seeing where it goes. Anyway, but as I'm saying here, there is a community here, and we serve each other, we look after each other, we encourage each other, and you are more than welcome to join this community. This community is called the Global Empowerment Movement, and we are a movement of strong-minded people. We are not taking any prisoners here. Right, and you are welcome to join. The information will be left in the thread if you want to join. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on www.yvonnemichelle.com. You can get me on my website. You can contact me, book an appointment. I do 20 minutes free consultation, so there's no cost to you. If you want to find out something, you want to ask questions, feel free to do so. So those of you who are listening on Love Zone Radio, those of you who are listening on MediaNet Live TV, there is a way for you to contact me. You can contact me via my website, which is www.yvonnemichelle.com, and Michelle always has one L. Okay. All right. So I'm out of time this morning. That is your lot from me today. Remember, you've got the tools, you've got the know-how, you've got the techniques, you've got the strategies. Every day I give you strategies every day for you to start to change your life and live a more effective, more abundant life. So this is your girl Yvonne Michelle. I am signing out. I'll be back here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for more morning inspiration. But for now, be blessed, stay well, and stay safe.